time? Yes, ma'am. Okay, we should start. All right.
Yeah.
I can just, okay.
Okay, all right.
Gail, you mentioned something that you wanted to talk with me about.
Yes, I have a problem with a client, and I'm just about at the end of my ropes with her, and I thought maybe that I could talk to you, and you could help me with what to do with her, some kind of plan. I've been working with her for probably 6 months. She's under my supervision for a year through the courts. And she never comes into the office or contacts me unless there's a crisis. And any other time, if everything's going okay with her, then I have to send her notes to contact me. See, she's required to contact me every week.
And she never does this on her own, you're saying?
No,
unless something's
unless there's a crisis. And then she will just show up on my doorstep at the office and expect me to talk to her immediately. And sometimes I can't. And I just wonder how to get her motivated so that she will contact me as she's supposed to do, or at least every 2 weeks, so that I will know that everything's okay with her. Because she's been suicidal in the past. And we've worked through that, and I'm always concerned, well, maybe there's something wrong.
Sure.
Something has happened, and I feel like I can't ignore it. I need to call and contact, and I have stopped calling her, though. I will just send her a letter, and I had to send her another one today. She had an appointment in my office yesterday. She didn't show up, she didn't call, or nothing else, so I had to send her a note.
Clarify for me exactly what the regulations are. On her own, she's supposed to come. Are you set an appointment at one time for the following time, and she just doesn't show for that, or is the court order that at least once a week she should be in touch with you?
Well, the court order states that at least once a week she calls me. She doesn't have to come to the office. But I had an appointment scheduled for her to come into the office so that we could talk, because we've been through counseling for several months. And she didn't show up, and she didn't call to let me know anything. And so I had to send her another letter today to contact me, and I had to mark it final notice. And she will call because she feels it's a crisis situation, and she feels threatened, and I don't like to threaten her to get her.
Does she have excuses as to why she breaks appointments or doesn't show?
Oh, she's always got all kinds of excuses.
But you don't feel they're legitimate?
Yeah, she said I had to go to school, I had to go to work, I had to do this, I had to do that. And that's not acceptable, because our office is open, and even if I'm not in, she can just leave word that she called and everything's okay. And that's all that's required.
It doesn't seem like a lot.
No, it isn't. So, and she's 19 years old. It's not as though she's not old enough to know better. And I get really frustrated.
Is she penalized in any way for not getting in touch with you?
Well, what we have to do is threaten to take her back to court. And they know, though, that the courts aren't really going to do anything, especially for just that infraction, as long as she's staying out of trouble. And I'm just wondering if I'm being realistic.
You feel very responsible for her. That's what you...
Yeah, because I'm supervising the case, but I'm wondering if I'm being realistic in asking her to do something that she's obviously not interested in doing. And I just wondered if there's any other way I could reach her.
Okay, well, let's think about that. What are some of the things you've tried, besides the letter, in order to get her to come in?
Well, we've talked about it in our counseling sessions, and she says that she will call, and I've asked her what will happen if she doesn't.
And she's aware of...
She said, well, I'll have to go back to court, and I'll have a record. See, if they're successful on our program, we drop the charges, and they don't have a permanent criminal record.
So she's aware of the penalty there?
She's aware of it, but it just doesn't seem to be real to her.
Is she responsible in other ways?
Not really. Now that you mention it. She's not, because she's on her own. She lives in an apartment. But she was evicted from one apartment, and I never could find out exactly why. She said she didn't know why, just that the man didn't want to rent to a single female. I think there's a whole lot more to it. She never would come forward with it. But anyway, she moved into another apartment. She's had 4 or 5 different jobs in the 6 months I've worked with her. she's still in high school. She's a senior in high school. But she seems to be going to school every day. I haven't checked with the school. But she indicates to me that she's going to school. So, no, she really doesn't seem to be responsible. And I hadn't thought about that. So that may be that I'm not being realistic and expecting her to do this thing when she doesn't appear to be doing anything else.
Except if she is going to school every day and doing well there, that indicates some responsibility. In fact,
well,
a good bit.
Yeah, well, maybe I could build on that. You know, reinforce the fact that she's going to school and that I feel that that's good. And see what that does for her as far as school, and see how she could relate that to some of the other things that she needs to do.
Now, you've been working with her for several months.
About 6.
Okay.
Of course, it's been sporadic because sometimes I couldn't get her in but once a month. It's very seldom I was able to get her in every week.
What is her attitude toward you? And
it's very good.
So that's
she's seems very positive when she comes in. She's always glad to see me. She always hugs me. She's always very open in her discussions. She loves to talk about herself. But when she doesn't feel that she has something important to talk about, she doesn't want to talk. You know, she doesn't want to call. She doesn't want to contact me. And I don't talk to her when she calls. I just say, how are you doing? Is everything okay? And that's all we say. We talk for less than a minute or two.
But you see the real problem as her just not getting in touch with you. That is
that's my
problem.
concern. That's my concern right there, because I never know what's going on with her. She may have moved again, and she may have changed jobs. She may have just left because she's not very stable. Because as I said,
she's not required to tell you if she just leaves.
She's required to let me know where she is at all times as far as her address and her place of employment are concerned. And when I don't hear from her for 2 or 3 weeks, I get a little concerned.
You are responsible.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if it comes up and then they say, well, why didn't you know for so long that she was gone?
Sure.
So,
I wonder if you thought what you could do to make her feel more responsible. You know her quite well, apparently.
That's where I'm stumped. I don't know what else to do. I've talked to her about, I'm concerned about you. I want to know that you're okay. I've talked to her about her responsibilities as far as the program is concerned. I've talked to her about what it will mean to her in her future. So, and I've asked her so many times, you know, what's it going to do for you or to you if you are not successful and if you don't do what you're supposed to. She always tells me it's as though she's rehearsed it. She knows exactly what's going to happen. She knows what her responsibilities are. She assures me that everything's going to be okay. She's going to do it. I believe her. She leaves, and that's it until the next crisis.
Okay. So you've tried impressing her with the fact that it's her responsibility, and that doesn't seem to make much of an impression.
No, but maybe as I think about it, maybe this is the best I'm going to get from her. Because she doesn't, the fact that she turns to me in a crisis means a lot. Because, for example, she came to me after she had an abortion, and she went through a lot of pain with that. And then she came to me when she was feeling suicidal, so we worked through that. And she came to me when she left home, and she was having problems with her parents, and she had to get out, she said. She wanted to get an apartment of her own, so she came to me with that. So then she came to me when her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, the father of the child that was aborted, committed suicide. He did commit suicide. And as it happened, I was out of town. I was on vacation, and there was a note pinned to my door, and I just felt really bad about that. But, you know, you can't be there all the time. You can't, and so maybe I am being unrealistic. Maybe this is all I will be able to get from her.
She knows you care about her.
Yeah, she knows
I can tell that. And I believe she must care for you if she keeps coming back to you, because she wouldn't have to. I mean, she could avoid you even in a crisis in some way.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Thanks for pointing that out.
So she does care about you. What if she realizes your responsibility, your sense of responsibility, and that you feel you will have failed in some way if she doesn't get in touch with you?
Yeah, I see what you said. I hadn't thought of that either.
I don't know whether that would work or whether you want to go at it that way, because you tried certainly what I call the positive way of showing her that it's important.
So I can explain to her my role of responsibility.
That's why you're
in this and what will happen. And actually, though, I'm kind of putting some guilt on her.
Well, and I don't really like that.
Yeah, but maybe it's time that she realizes that her actions, other people are responsible for her actions too in some instances.
I don't know, just think about that. And you know her, you know her personality, and whether that's anything you want to do. Is there anything else that you can think of as we're talking here?
No, this has been very helpful. I mean, it's helped me realize that I haven't talked to anybody about the problem. I've been struggling with it myself, so this has helped me see it from a little bit different perspective.
Is there a regular time when she's supposed to call you?
Just once a week, no.
Anytime?
Yeah, so maybe we do need to sit.
Do you think if you said on Monday morning or Wednesday or Friday or something, you would expect a call from her, a more definite?
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, I could do that.
Might be
set an appointment time for her to call, actually.
And just leave a message, even if you're not there or whatever, that she has a definite time. I know I tend to put off those things that I can put off that there's nothing definite for. I think people do.
Yeah, and evidently she's a procrastinator anyway.
So she no doubt feels guilty if she's forgotten, and so she hates to do it.
Yeah.
So that might be something you could do, a definite time.
Okay.
Okay. Is there something else that,
No, I can't think of anything. Let's try that plan. Let's see. What all did we say now? I will explain my responsibility in the relationship.
If you feel that would be helpful, don't do it if you think it's going to make her feel guilty or you're not comfortable with it.
Well, I feel very comfortable with her because she likes to take on the role of being a confidant, and she likes for people to come to her and open up to her. She has friends that do that, and that means a lot to her. I think it gives her a feeling of power. And I hadn't thought about that either, but that might
she could be helping you to do your job better.
Yeah.
If you could,
exactly
point it out that way.
Yeah.
And a definite time.
Yeah, for her to call. A specific time.
And you're going to check about her school. I'm just curious to know if she's in school. You don't need to know whether she's...
Yeah, I need to know, and I haven't done that. I've just been taking her word for it, but that's something that I should check out right away.
And you could praise her for it, too, if she's
reinforce her.
Yes, I think that would make her feel good about herself. She must have some doubts at this point in her life.
It's a lot going on in her life just for her to be 19 years old.
And she lives alone, and is at high school.
Yeah.
Hard.
She's got a lot of potential. She really does.
Well,
And she's come a long way. I can see a big increase in her maturity over the last 6 months.
And she's aware of how much you care about her.
She seems to be, because I'm the one she turns to.
I think that's good. Okay, we need to be pretty definite about when you can see her or talk to her or initiate your plan in some way.
I wrote her a letter today, told her to call me at once. So as soon as she calls, I'm going to schedule an appointment so that if she doesn't call me by Friday, I will have to send her another note or call her. I tried to call her this morning, didn't get an answer. She was probably at school. So as soon as I initiate, so as soon as I initiate contact with her, I can understand part of the problem because she does go to school during the day and she works at night in a fast food place. So she does have a really hectic schedule. But I get to work at 7:30 in the morning, so that gives her time to call me before she goes to work. I mean, to go to school. Or she's done that before when there was a crisis. She would call me.
But it is hard to, if she's working in the evening, to get up early enough to make a phone call
Yeah,
before
you're
going off
exactly
to
right.
school.
Yeah.
That's not easy, I know that. Unless there is a crisis, and then you know how we make time for anything that happens in a crisis anyway. So, but if you have a time when she could call, that might help her to be more responsible. Okay? So you'll be doing that right away. Do you think you could let me know how it goes?
Yes,
I'd be curious
delighted
to know.
Yeah.
Either just call me, or if you want to talk some more, I'd be happy to talk to you again.
Okay, I'll let you know. Probably within 2 weeks. Because I'll have to know one way or the other. And I'll let you know whether she contacts me or not. I'll let you know one way or the other.
Sounds like you're doing a good job with her, and she's fortunate to have somebody who cares about her so much.
Thank you.
So it's nice to talk with you today.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kathy.
We didn't go 30 minutes, but we went 20.